Please note that the views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the guest and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the show, its host, or any other companies they represent. Hi, I'm here with Misbah and we're talking everything lipedema today.
Hi guys.
Okay, so tell me about your journey. How did you first discover that you were living with lipedema? It always makes me laugh out because it sounds like they're a housemate. I'm living with lipedema.
I am living with lipedema, unfortunately.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
I found out because my BMI was really high and I was obviously trying to have a baby. So the first thing I done was go to the doctors and they said I need to lose weight.
Of course.
So
Same old story.
I tried to lose weight. Obviously, it wasn't happening. My BMI was extremely high. It was over 40.
Because I remember when I first met you, when you said to me, I lived on that running machine. I got a running machine. I lived on that running machine and ate lettuce.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
It didn't work. Nothing was working. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I'm not a big eater anyway.
No.
So I was moving more, calorie deficit. And in the end, I went back to the doctors and I said, look, I've been exercising over a year and it wasn't budging. So I've always had bigger thighs, even since puberty, since school. My legs were always bigger than my waist. My waist is tiny.
And sometimes the jury's still out there on why people do get lipedema, but the going consensus is that it is hormonal changes in the body will trigger lipedema.
I think the pill triggered it.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So in 2017, I started taking the pill.
Right.
And I think that's what triggered it.
You think that? I mean, there's lots of different theories out there, and some people think it is a hormonal change. Like some people, it's been triggered in puberty, as you said, like yourself, or some people it's been triggered around the menopause as well.
I mean, I think I always had the lipedema.
Yes.
Because obviously you develop the stages.
Right.
But once I started taking the pill, that's when it aggravated it.
So there's another theory, isn't there? There's another train of thought, which is hereditary. Is there anyone in your family who suffers with it, do you think?
I think my mum does suffer from it.
Okay.
She's probably got stage 1.
But never
she's
been
always
diagnosed.
Never been diagnosed. She's 55 now. So she's never been diagnosed and she's just... her legs have always been heavy and hers has never been triggered, but you can tell by the shape.
Right, yeah.
And I only know this now because obviously I got diagnosed.
Yeah.
So now I can tell when somebody's got lipedema.
Yeah, you can.
I can, yeah, I can tell. I can just like
most of the time.
Most of the time, I'm just.
I know that you don't often. I was watching. There was a Instagram of Dr. Carrie's the other day, and he was talking about the nodules under the skin.
Yeah.
And someone was saying, do you always have to have nodules under the skin to have lipedema? And he said it is quite indicative of lipedema. You know, if you've got nodules, then you're probably going to have lipedema. He said, but not always. It could be class 1 lipedema, which might not be anything there anymore. It might just be the heaviness and the...
But even with the class 1, they still feel the same pain.
Do they?
Yeah, as a class, like 3, stage 3.
So tell me about that pain then. It's heavy or...
The pain is I'm dragging my feet across the floor. Like you can't literally lift your legs up. It's heaviness, achiness. Even little, like I've got stage 3, so I've got lipedema in my arms as well. Just drying your hair, hoovering, because it's just you're lifting weight, so brushing your hair.
So it's a massive impact on your life then, isn't it? It's not just like something where you can't do one thing. It's lots and lots of
different things, yeah.
Okay. So all right, so you go to the doctors, you're told that you're overweight. That's not helping. You go back again, you push it.
It took 4 years.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so it took 4 years of going back and forth.
And you were persistent, and that's good.
Oh yeah, I'm really persistent.
She's really persistent, and that's a good thing. But some people aren't, are there? Some people go, and we do trust our health providers, and we go, okay, fine, all right, and then you live with it, and that in turn triggers off a lot of mental health anxiety.
Yeah,
of
course.
You know, I'm not normal, and all of these silly thoughts. Well, they're not silly, but all of these thoughts really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they just fob you off. They just say to you, you're overweight, go and lose weight.
Okay.
Eat healthy, diet, exercise. But when it's not budging, what you meant to do?
Yeah. So when you did finally get through, somebody did listen to you, what happened then?
So then I was referred to the lymphedema clinic, and
So this is lymphedema, not lipedema, though.
yeah,
We're
they didn't
talking.
know I had lipedema. They sent
Because
me to the lymphedema
because
clinic.
there isn't at the moment, as far as I know, there isn't a lipedema clinic.
A lot of clinicians and nurses and doctors do not know anything about lipedema, which really frustrates me.
This is true, but it is moving forward, and I know a lot of the people I did my training with were district nurses, and physios. So it is coming about, and I know there's doctors now going on specialised courses for lipedema as well. And I've just been I've just been to the British Medical Association's conference for lipedema. So we are moving forward because there's platforms now out there, but there is much more that needs to be done, isn't there?
Yeah, that's why we need to get a word across on social media.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to let everybody know that there is this condition, and we need to
Talk about it.
Spread awareness about it.
Definitely. So you went to the clinic, and what was it like at clinic then? They got the ball rolling, did they? And then
Clinic was heartbreaking.
really?
Yeah, I went to clinic. I was on my own. I just said I'm suffering with pain in my legs, heaviness, achiness, and they said, okay, we'll measure the water retention in your body. So the first thing they done was they got a little machine and they went around my legs, measured all the water around my body, and they said it was pretty normal. I think it was around 40.
Okay.
Which was normal, and then they diagnosed me with lipedema.
Which is, and they've got to check the water to kind of tell if it's lipedema, lymphedema as well. Or sometimes
it can be both.
It can be both.
Yeah, it can be both. So that's the day I got the diagnosis, and that's the day I decided to do something about it. So then it took me a year to do a lot of research, and I decided to book in for private surgery because they don't do anything on the NHS for lipedema.
Why not though? Why not?
They give you a pair of compression and say to you, there you go, off you go.
Off you go.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you think that if they did do surgery on the NHS, it would save so much money in the long run? Because
with the compression, it's extortionate.
Compression, people who end up with ulcers on the legs and
depression, anxiety, body dysmorphia. There's so many things that trigger.
We need a campaign. We definitely need a campaign.
Lipedema. We need a lipedema campaign, guys.
Definitely need something on the NHS that is more available than at the moment. Maybe.
We do.
Yeah. So you got your compression, and then you went off to, but you didn't have your surgery in this country, did you?
So I went with Europe. He was based in Spain. His wife actually has lipedema, so
he knew a lot.
He knew a lot about it, the background. He's got a really good following, Dr. Burgos, Lipomedical. So flew out there. Everything was done more or less online. The team are amazing. So all the paperwork, you send your pictures over, you get your diagnosis, and then you fly out and operation starts.
How long was the surgery? How long was that? Because you didn't just have the one surgery, did you?
I had 4 surgeries.
Okay.
Yeah, so we started from the legs. So from the ankle above the knee, that was one surgery. And then it's like, I think 12 weeks to recover. Yeah. And then you go for your next one. You don't do it all at once because he's taken out a lot of fluid, so you need time to recover and then go for your next one. Ankle to above knee, then he does above knee to thigh, and then he flips you over for your 3rd surgery and does the back of your legs, and then it goes up until your back, so it's like your lower back is included as well. And then he does your arms. They just do the full arms so 30 litres removed altogether.
That's a lot.
So
and I know there's lots of different surgeons out there, and there's lots of amazing surgeons in the UK and other countries as well, because I deal with clients who've been to these surgeons, and you can see the expertise and things like that, and then the aftercare is really good.
So this is not a cosmetic procedure. Dr. Burgos always says that it's a medical condition, a chronic illness that will never go away. You'll always have lipedema, so you've got to work with it, exercise, diet, and look after yourself.
So going on to that then, this is it's kind of a holistic approach, isn't it, to lipedema and living with lipedema. So what have you found useful then to help or live with the lipedema?
So MLD is a must. You need to have your MLD. I love having MLD done. It just just relaxes you. It just takes everything. I think it flows. I think you just flow better. You can just feel it in your body. I don't know why. It just like a weight's being lifted from your body. So yeah.
I think as an MLD specialist, it's so amazing to watch people, because sometimes you think, I hope this is helping, and you want it. You want to see.
Feel so light with MLD.
But that's what everyone says.
Yeah.
Everyone says that, because I always say, if it's working for you, brilliant. If it's not, don't come back. You know. But everyone seems to, and everyone says it's. I feel lighter. My limbs feel nicer. They feel more, not toned necessarily, but they just feel more workable, I guess.
Yeah, you do. You really do feel light. It just lifts the weight off your body, it feels like.
Yeah.
Like you're floating on thin air.
And I think that's the thing with lipedema, that there, until recently, there hasn't been that much data around this qualitative data. So what people are telling us is it's working. MLD is working. So lymphatic drainage therapy is working. But there's not that quantitative data around, so we haven't got the numbers.
Yeah.
If there's not the numbers there, unfortunately, there's not the money there behind.
They don't do MLD on the NHS either.
No.
So everything, obviously, you've got to pay for it.
Yeah.
So I don't even think they do it for lymphedema until it's like really bad.
Yeah, I think they do some in clinic for lymphedema, definitely.
Do they?
Yeah, they do, and they'll send. I know that my mum, my mum was having cancer treatment, and the MLD practitioner was coming out to see her, so they would come and see her. So there are people out there who do it on the NHS, but I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's enough. Well, put it this way: the waiting list for clinic at the moment is about 18 weeks.
Wow.
So it's not something that's readily available.
No, it's not. There's no groups. There's no like engaging. There's no activities. I mean, they say that swimming's really good.
Yeah.
There's no classes. There should be like groups where people get together and discuss the needs and just to feel comfortable. But there's nothing.
Team around lipedema.
Yeah. There's nothing out there.
That's something for you to do.
Lipedema team.
Yeah. Okay, so holistically, you're looking at your MLD you found very useful.
MLD, massages, meditation helps.
Yes, absolutely. But I was just going to say, for those who don't know what MLD is, your lymphatic drainage massage, check out a few of the posts that are on social at the moment from the Lymph Lounge, but also it's a very, very, very light. It deals with the upper epidermis, and you were kind of either stroking or gently stretching the skin. It is not by any means getting down to the muscle area under your skin. That's gone too far. But you see that on social all the time, don't you? That lymphatic drainage, and they're like pummeling away. That's not lymphatic drainage.
It's like a 5 minute. It's just the water retention that's going. Yeah.
I think, well, it's muscular as well, which is good for relaxation. I don't see any problem in using MLD and then using a more muscular like venous massage. I do that myself for clients. I can do both and marry both up, but we've got to recognise that one is different than the other.
Oh, and what else is good is dry brushing. That really helps.
Yes,
the dry brushing. I mean, I don't do it that often, but dry brushing and making sure you are moisturised 24/7, because you're wearing the compression all the time, it really dries your skin out. So you need to use like a good cream, like a Cetraban.
Yes.
Yeah, so that really keeps your skin looking moisturised and feeling good, and because as soon as it really dries it out.
So we've got dry brushing, we've got MLD. Now MLD is something that somebody does to you if you go to an expert. SLD, self-lymphatic drainage, is something that you do at home. So you do that at home by yourself?
I do prefer MLD. Yeah. It's a lot easier, it's better, because you can't keep up with the SLD and you're relaxing. Yeah. So, but if you can't manage MLD or going out anywhere, SLD is amazing as well. And
there's loads of videos out there, and I think I've put a few out there as well on how to use SLD around the home. Okay, so we've got the dry brushing, we've got the MLD, and what about exercise? What exercise have you found helpful?
So I've joined the gym, and they've taken out 30 litres, and I've lost another 2 stone with just exercise. So weights is really good. Calorie deficit, and walking. Walking's really helpful. And for swimming's meant to be really good as well. I'm not personally a fan, but swimming's meant to be amazing.
I think it's important, isn't it, to realise that, because you see some people on social media and said, this is what I've done to cure my lipedema. I don't think you cure lipedema.
You can never cure it, no.
And I know it sounds like very negative and damning and everything. As far as I know, I don't think lipedema can be cured. However, if you do exercise, like you say, the exercising can take off the excess weight. If you're taking off the excess weight, you're feeling lighter anyway, you're feeling more healthy, you're feeling more relaxed. So you're going to feel better altogether, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you're going to stop the build-up of those fats.
Yeah.
And that'll help in the long run.
Especially after surgery, you don't want to be putting that weight back on. You've got to manage your lifestyle. So anti-inflammatory diet, that's supposed to be really good. Just keeping your exercise going and your calorie deficit and manage your symptoms, basically.
On the subject of diet, how have you found it? Because it is, I mean, I find it really hard. I try and keep as healthy as possible, but I am partial to a cream cake now and then. So how have you found it? Because it is quite difficult, I guess, being around.
You do develop a little bit of body dysmorphia. In my head, I still think, what if I put the weight back on? Obviously, I've had the surgeries, but you got to manage it. You've got to do your diet and exercise. So, yeah, calorie deficit, walking,
so are you
swimming.
Telling me still, when you say a bit of, are you saying you still worry about going back?
Of course,
Of course, right, okay.
Yeah, it's just always on your mind, like, is it coming back? I'm always, like, I'm looking in the mirror and thinking, is it coming back? Will it come back? So that's always in the back of your mind, so...
Does that spur you on to be a bit more healthy then?
Yeah, of course. Hence why I've joined the gym. But it's twice as hard for me to lose weight compared to a normal person who doesn't have the condition that you have.
Yes. So. And that is, and people with lipedema, when they come to me, if they haven't had diagnosis and they say, do you think I've got lipedema? And I can't make that diagnosis. I don't have that, I'm not a doctor, so I can't make that diagnosis. However, seeing as many people as I have with lipedema, you can kind of gauge, and they all have most people have quite small waists in proportion to their arms and legs, don't they? So when you start losing weight after the surgery, is it the arms and legs that lose the weight, or is it your waist, tummy, or is it...
It's the other body part, so you've still got that lipedema in your... If you haven't had the surgery, in your limbs. So your arm holds the weight, your legs hold the weight. You tend to lose the weight off your face, your stomach.
I mean, eventually
you will lose
off your legs and arms, because I've seen some really good results on social. Like there's a few ladies out there at the moment, and they've not gone down the surgery route. They've just done, but the fact that they're losing, it will not be lipedema.
It's not, no.
Will it? It's just it's.
You have to manually get rid of that.
Yeah.
Hence why they have the lipedema, liposuction.
So tell me about the two different liposuctions then. So you've got the water one.
So I've had the water jet assisted liposuction.
Okay.
So it's
where the water goes in and kind of moves.
It washes it out. So it's like it's washing it out.
Yeah.
The other one,
it's like a vacuum, more of a vacuum.
Yeah. The other one's more like a vacuum, so it sucks it out. Yeah. So what's the future with lipedema, Claire?
So the British Medical Association held an event on lipedema, and the outcomes of that were that they need to now look at using biometric data rather than BMI, which you said you
I mentioned the BMI.
But that's how you were kind of diagnosed, were you? First of all, they took the BMI. Well, not diagnosed. You weren't diagnosed with just your BMI, but they did take that as a benchmark.
I was overweight. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So rather than using the BMI, they started saying that you need to use kind of more of a holistic approach. First of all, they need to have a look at family history. In the future, they are hoping to find a genetic marker. They have found genetic markers in the target group, but it's only a small target group at the moment. And they're looking to expand on that and hopefully find genetic markers that indicate if that person has lipedema or not. So that's one of the reasons as well. Looking at family history, some people say that it can be genetic. So has your mum got it? Has your grandma got it? Things like that. You talked about that. You thought that maybe your mum would have it. But it's that biometric data. So it's the hip to waist ratio. It's usually 0:8 ratio that they're looking at, and the difference with the really thin waists and quite like out of proportioned hips, and that gives us the indication. It's not the be all and end all, but it's one indication of lipedema, and that doctors need to include that in their diagnosis. So that comes from a study by Cooper, and it's a need for a standardisation of diagnostic tools really for lipedema. So let's hope it's on the horizon, Misbah.
Of course.
The other thing, self-explanatory, and I really do think that most of the guys on social media and TikTok are already doing, and Instagram are doing a good job of this already. It's focusing on healthy body campaign. It's looking at maybe not focusing on being overweight and focusing on a healthy lifestyle, focusing on anti-inflammatory diets, and a lot of resistance training as well. So they were saying anything in the water. I didn't even know this was a thing. Aquacycling.
Aquacycling, yeah.
Aquacycling.
And aqua jogging, I think, as well. Or running in the water.
Yeah, running in the water. Anything that's resistance. You were saying about these resistance bands.
Band training.
You can't stand them, can you?
It's good. If no pain, no gain, I guess.
So the resistance bands, anything that's resistance is going to help build up your muscle. They also talked about a need for the right amount of protein for your body, because if you're working out and you do have that kind of calorie deficit, then you do need the protein to build up your muscle and to fight that fatigue that's often linked with lipedema as well.
Yeah, of course.
Would you agree with that then?
Yeah, you are. You're really tired and worn out, so the fatigue is a real thing.
I think one of the studies that was mentioned at the conference was a study about people on a protein supplement, and they did two groups, and one of the groups with the protein supplement did feel healthy. Again, it's qualitative data, not quantitative, but we're getting there. There are things happening on the scene. So there's also something that I spotted on the internet the other day, and I think it's in very, very early stages. It's not out there as yet, but it is a permanent implant designed to actively drain from interstitial space. So it will drain out the fluid where it's not needed and put it back into the bloodstream where it is needed. I don't know enough about that yet, and I don't know if that's kind of what stage that's at. But it sounds great. It's something that you wear on your arm. That's what it looked like. One of these.
Like a little machine.
Yeah, like you can.
Like an armband thing.
Yeah. Sometimes they have them for insulin now, don't they?
They do.
Parents with diabetes, so it might be something like that, which would be an absolute godsend to people with lipedema, wouldn't it? That then they wouldn't have to go through, because let's face it, surgery. You found surgery to be.
It's very tough.
To be good, but. I was going to say
tough, yeah.
it's a tough thing, isn't it, to go through?
Yeah.
And I remember when you first came to me after your surgery, you were black and blue.
Yeah, I was.
And all kinds of different colours.
Yeah.
Shades of the spectrum. But yeah, it's a tough thing to go through. Worth it, do you think, from your point of view?
Yeah, it's always worth it. You have to be mentally very strong though to go through it, and you need the support of your family and friends.
So obviously that's your journey of lipedema. We'd love to hear if anybody else is going through the same kind of thing. So if you've been on a journey with lipedema, or if you've got anything to ask us, or you want to share your own story, please do get in touch. How to get in touch will be at the end of this. But for now, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks for joining the Lymph Lounge. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
I'd like to thank Misbah for joining me today, and here are the details if you want to get in touch and be part of the conversation at the Lymph Lounge. Over on TikTok, we are at the Lymph Lounge, all one word. On Instagram, we are the lymph_lounge. And if you want to contact us by email, you can do that at hello@thelymphloungeuk.com.